We are solving the numericals in the previous class. We have solved 2 to 3 numericals in the previous class. In continuation with that, are you able to listen to me, students? Is my voice audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Take down this example. Use Laplace's equation to find the capacitance per unit length of a coaxial cable of inner radius a meter and outer radius b meter. Assume v equal to v naught at r equal to a and v equal to 0 at r equal to b. Take the statement. Is it taken?
Yes, sir.
Right. The question is very clear. Use Laplace's equation to find the capacitance per unit length. You have to find the value of capacitance per unit length, that is C by L has to be found out. Capacitance per unit length, or for length equal to 1 meter, what is the capacitance that we are supposed to find out of a coaxial cable of inner radius a meter. Inner radius of the coaxial cable is a meter, its outer radius is b meter. Assume v equal to v naught at r equal to a, that is at R equal to A, the voltage is V naught. At R equal to B, the voltage is 0 volts. At R equal to B, the voltage is 0 volts. V equal to 0. It is connected to ground. Right? Consider cylindrical coordinate system. And in the cylindrical coordinate system, the field intensity E bar here is in only the radial direction, because they are mentioned in terms of radius. Other coordinates are not given, and also the E bar varies only in the radial direction. It is along the radius. Electric field intensity varies only along the radius, right? R, small r, and hence they are the function of only the r. Okay, E is a function of only r and not function of, that is not function of phi and z. Okay, the field intensity E bar is in radial direction from inner to outer cylinder, hence V is function of R only and it is not the function of phi and z. Let us use the Laplace's equation. They have asked to use Laplace's equation to determine the capacitance. Laplace equation, we know that del square V equal to 0. This is the Laplace equation. Del square V for the cylindrical coordinate system. This is cylindrical coordinate system, the coaxial cable, it is in the form of a cylinder. For the cylindrical coordinate system, the del square V is given by 1 upon r dou by dou r of r dou v by dou r plus other coordinates, that is dou phi by dou v by dou phi plus dou v by dou z in terms of cylindrical coordinates, that del square V equation. But dou v by dou phi and dou v by dou z are 0, because here V is a function of only the radius. It is not the function of phi and z, and hence dou v by dou phi and dou v by dou z, they are zeros. Okay, therefore 1 upon r dou by dou r of r dou v by dou r, it is in terms of dou v by dou r only, that is equal to 0.
Sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, I can't see your presentation.
ಏನಾತ್ರಿ ಸಂಪತ್?
ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್
ಕಾಣಿಸ್ವಲ್ತ್ರಿ?
ಹಾ ಸರ್, ನಾನು
ನಿಮಗ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ವಲ್ತ್ರಿ? ಒಂದ್ ನಿಮಿಷ ರೀ, ನೋಡಿ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. Others are able to see? Kirti, presentation you are seeing? Kirti Patil? Rohan? Okay. Rohan, are you able to see the presentation slides? Rohan?
Yes, sir. I can see, sir.
You are able to see. Suraya Banu? Suraya Banu? Suraya Banu, are you able to see the screen? Suraya Banu, slides is visible. Slide is visible. Ankita? Ankita?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Slide is visible? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. ಸಂಪತ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ರಿ, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಮ್ ಕಡೆ ಏನಾರ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಐತೆ ನೋಡ್ರಿ. ಸಂಪತ್
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಚೆಕ್.
ಈಗ ಬರಾತೈತೇನ್ರಿ? ಈಗ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ.
ನೋ ಸರ್, ಬರಾತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ಬರಾತಿಲ್ರಿ? ಈಗ
ಸರ್
ಕಾಣ್ಸಾತೈತ್ರಿ? ಈಗ
ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್
ಸಂಪತ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕಾಣ್ಸಾತೈತ್ರಿ?
ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಸರ್.
ಬ್ಲಾಂಕ್ ಕಾಣ್ಸಾತೈತಿ? ಇಲ್ಲ, ಹಂಗೇನ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ. ಉಳ್ಕಿದವ್ರು ಕಾಣ್ಸಾತಲ್ರಿ? ಅಂಕಿತಾ, ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ನೌ?
Yes,
ಅಂಕಿತಾ,
sir. It's clear. Yes.
ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್. ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. ಸಂಪತ್ ಏನ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಏನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಐತೆ ನೋಡ್ರಿ.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಚೆಕ್.
Okay, right. Therefore 1 upon r dou by dou r of r dou v by dou r is equal to 0. That is r dou by dou r of r dou v by dou r, this is equal to 0 into r. Hence dou by dou r of r dou v by dou r equal to 0. As v is only the function of r, v is f of r only, we will integrate the above equation. If we integrate the above equation, we get integration of differentiation is the function itself. Therefore r dou v by dou r is equal to integration of 0 plus the constant term c1. Okay, this will be in terms of c1 only. We got dou v by dou r is equal to c1 by r. Take it as equation 1. Dou v by dou r equal to c1 by r. Right? Note down up till this step, students. Step number 1. Be a little fast. Taken? Is it done, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Again, we are reintegrating the above equation. Dou v by dou r equal to C1 by R to get the equation in terms of V. If we integrate this equation 1, we get V is equal to integration of C1 by R plus another constant we will get because we are integrating it again plus C2. Now, if we integrate C1 by R, C1 is constant, integration of 1 by R is ln R, C1 ln R plus C2. Take it as equation 2. Let us use the boundary conditions at V equal to 0, R equal to B. That is what they have given in the question. V equal to 0 at R equal to B, V equal to V naught at R equal to A. V equal to 0 at R equal to B, substitute this, we get 0 is equal to C1 ln of B, R is B plus C2. Then substitute in the same equation V equal to V naught at R equal to A. That is, we get V is V naught equal to C1 ln A, R is A now plus C2. We'll subtract one from another. Subtracting this equation from this, we get 0 minus V naught is minus V naught, C1 ln B minus C1 ln A. C1 is common, I'll take C1 outside, ln B minus ln A. C2 minus C2, that is 0, therefore we get C1 ln of B by A. C1 ln of B by A is equal to minus V naught. Therefore, C1 is given by minus V naught divided by ln of B by A. That is, if I rearrange the terms, I get C1 is equal to V naught divided by ln of A by B. Now here there is a negative sign, that is ln B minus ln A. If I want the positive sign, I will multiply with minus 1, so that it will be ln A minus ln B or ln of A by B. Okay, and C2 is given by, if we want to find C2, then use this equation, 0 is equal to C1 ln B plus C2. Okay, I can use this equation. Therefore, C2 will be equal to minus C1 ln B. C2 is equal to, take C1 ln B to the LHS minus C1 ln B. This is equal to, C1 is minus V naught divided by ln of A by B, then ln B. Minus V naught divided by ln of A by B into ln B. This is the equation for C2. Therefore, V is given by, what is the equation for V, students? V is C1 ln R plus C2. Consider the equation 2. V equal to C1 ln R plus C2. Substitute C1 and C2 in this equation. We get V is equal to C1. C1 is V naught divided by ln of A by B, V naught divided by ln of A by B into ln R plus C2 plus C2. C2 is minus V naught ln B divided by ln of A by B volts. Correct? Therefore, E is given by minus del V. E is minus del V. This is minus dou V by dou R AR bar. It is a function of only the R component, phi and Z are there. It is not a function of phi and Z, and hence it is minus dou V by dou R AR bar. That is del V. Correct? That is further equal to minus dou by dou R of V, minus dou by dou R of V. V is this equation, V naught ln R divided by ln of A by B into AR bar. We are not considering the second term because it is not the function of R. It's a constant. Even if we differentiate this, it is 0. Hence, we are not considering the second term. What we get here, E bar equal to minus dou by dou R of the first term, that is V naught ln R divided by ln of A by B AR bar. This is AR bar. C2 is not the function of R. Therefore, E bar is equal to minus V naught divided by ln of A by B is constant. Take it outside. Minus V naught divided by ln of A by B into dou by dou R of ln R into AR bar. That is, E bar is equal to minus V naught divided by dou R of ln R is 1 by R. It is minus V naught divided by R ln A by B AR bar volt per meter. This is the equation for the electric field intensity E bar. Okay. Note down up till this step. Last step. E bar equal to minus V naught divided by R ln A by B AR bar volt per meter. Make it a little fast, students. Is it over, students? Taken? Hurry up, please. Kirti, is it done? Abhishek?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. What is the next step then? We know E bar. Next, what we have to calculate? After calculating E, electric field intensity, what is the next step in the procedure for finding the constants of the Laplace equation? Here we have determined the constants first, right? That is the first step. Once we have determined, then we have wrote the equation for V. We have determined the equation for E, right? What is the next step? We have to find what next? What is the equation for capacitance? C is equal to Q by V, correct? We have to find out Q. Yes. So next we'll find out D bar and then go for Q. D bar is equal to epsilon E bar, that is minus V naught epsilon into E bar. E bar is known, here we have found out, that is minus V naught epsilon divided by R ln A by B, right? Epsilon into E bar. This is further equal to V naught epsilon divided by R ln B by A. I am rearranging the terms. If it is minus, if I want to make it plus, I will rearrange the numerator and denominator. Numerator I will bring it to the denominator, denominator I will bring it to the numerator. That will give me plus. Okay, because I am multiplying with minus sign as I told in the previous equation. AR bar coulomb per meter square. We know at the boundary between conductor and dielectric, D bar is normal. The boundary condition between conductor and the dielectric. Recollect the equations. We got D bar as equal to Dn bar. The tangential component is 0 there. That is at the boundary between the conductor and the dielectric. Therefore, D bar equal to Dn bar. This is given by V naught epsilon divided by R ln B by A, AR bar. Rho s is equal to Dn bar. The volume surface charge density is equal to flux density. Surface charge density is equal to flux density. Both are same because surface charge density is charge per unit area. Flux density is flux per unit area. We know that charge and flux both are same. Okay, because the flux results because of the charges. Okay, charge and flux both are same. That is equal to V naught epsilon divided by R ln B by A coulomb per meter square. Rho s exists on entire surface area of the inner cylinder. Rho s is existing on the inner surface of the cylinder because as they given the condition V is equal to 0 at R equal to B, outer surface is connected to ground. It is grounded, right? Therefore, the charge is existing only on the inner surface. Therefore, Q is given by rho s into surface area of inner cylinder. Rho s is charge per area Q by A, or Q is equal to rho into A. Rho s is surface charge density. It is charge divided by area, or Q is rho s into area. We know rho s, V naught epsilon divided by R ln B by A. Surface area of the cylinder is given by the equation 2 pi RL. 2 pi RL. Substitute that, Q will be equal to V naught epsilon 2 pi R and R will cancel. 2 pi L divided by ln B by A coulomb. This is the equation for the charge. Potential difference between the two cylinders is V naught because the outer surface is having 0 potential, inner surface is having V naught potential. V naught minus 0 is V naught. Therefore, the potential difference between the two, between the two surfaces, inner surface and outer surfaces, is V naught. Potential difference between the two cylinders is V naught, thus V is equal to V naught. Okay, note down these steps quickly. Make it a little fast. Is it over?
Yes, sir.
Fine. We have found out Q. Next, let us find out directly the capacitance. C is given by Q by V. Q equation we know here. V naught epsilon 2 pi L divided by ln V by A. Substitute this divided by V is V naught. Potential difference between the two cylinders is V naught. Thus V is equal to V naught. Substitute V naught and V naught will cancel. We get 2 pi epsilon L divided by ln B by A farad. It is the capacitance. The capacitance per unit length we want, that is for the length equal to 1 meter. For the length equal to 1 meter, the capacitance is given by C is equal to substitute L equal to 1. That is C is equal to 2 pi epsilon divided by ln B by A farad per meter. Q by V. Okay, capacitance it is farad per meter. Capacitance per unit length, it is farad per meter is the capacitance. Take down the steps quickly. Is it over, students? Ilyas Samant. Shweta Paushe, done? Is it taken, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll proceed to the second example. Conducting spherical shells with radii A equal to 10 centimeter and B equal to 30 centimeter are maintained at a potential difference of 100 volts such that V at R equal to B equal to 0 and V at R equal to A equal to 100 volts. Determine V and E in the region between the shells. If epsilon R equal to 2.5 in the region, determine the total charge induced on the shells and the capacitance thereon. Note down the statement. Over. Finished, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Read the question. Conducting spherical shells, that means they are the conducting shells which have charges with radii A equal to 10 centimeter and B equal to 30 centimeter are maintained at a potential difference of 100 volts. The spherical shells, one is having A equal to 10 centimeter radii, another has B equal to 30 centimeter radii, are maintained at a potential difference of 100 volts, such that potential at R equal to B, at radius R equal to B, the potential is 0, which we can consider it as an outer spherical shell, and V at R equal to A is 100 volts. Okay, because B distance, B radii is more than A radii, so outer will be obviously it is B equal to 30 centimeter. So at V at R equal to B is equal to 0 and V at R equal to A is equal to 100 volts. Outer surface spherical shell is at B equal to 30 centimeter, inner one is A equal to 10 centimeter. Determine V and E bar in the region between the shells. You have to find value of E and value of V in the region between the shells. If epsilon R, they have given relative permittivity, that is 2.5 in the region, determine the total charge induced on the shells. We have to also find out Q and the capacitance C. That means they are just given in terms of steps of the Laplace equation. First find out V, then find out E, right? And then they may ask in the examination to find D, intermediate steps, in between steps. Yes, so like this the question may be twisted in the examination. They are asking the steps of Laplace equation, V and E in between steps, and then they are asking to find the value of Q and the value of capacitance. Let us use Laplace equation. Del square V equal to 0 is 1 upon R square dou by dou R of R square dou V by dou R equal to 0. Here again the V is only function of R. It is a function of radius only. It is not the function of theta and phi. The spherical system is the function of only the radius. Therefore, the Laplace equation for the given system, spherical system, is 1 upon R square dou by dou R of R square dou V by dou R equal to 0. There are no theta and phi terms. Therefore, dou by dou R of R square dou V by dou R equal to 0. Integrate this, we get R square dou V by dou R equal to C1, or dou V by dou R is equal to C1 into R raised to minus 2. Take it as equation 1. Integrate it again, we get the value of V, equation for V. This is equal to, it is of the form x raised to n. Integration of x raised to n is x raised to n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. That is, we get minus C1 by R plus C2. Take it as second equation. Let us use the boundary conditions. At R equal to B, once we get integrate, the next step is to use the boundary conditions. First step is to integrate. Use the Laplace equation. Okay, del square V equal to 0, and then integrate it. Get the equation in terms of C1 and C2. Then use the boundary conditions. That is the next step of solving the Laplace equation. Procedure for solving the Laplace's equation. At R equal to B, they have given it as 0.3 meters. Just a minute, students. So at R equal to B equal to 0.3 meters, that is 30 centimeter, converted into meter. Okay, 100 centimeter is 1 meter, 30 centimeter is 30 by 100, correct? 30 by 100. So that will be how much? 0.3 meters. V equal to 0. Then at R equal to A equal to 0.1 meter, V equal to 100 volts. That is at A equal to 10 centimeter. They have given it as 100 volts. Substitute these values, boundary conditions, in the above equation. That is equation 2. We get 0 equal to minus C1 by R. C1 divided by R is 0.3 meters. 1 by 3 is 1 by 0.3, will get 3.3333 C1 plus C2. Then substitute the second boundary condition in the same second equation. We get 100 equal to, that is 1 upon 0.1 is minus 10 C1 plus C2. Take down these steps quickly, students. Is it over? Hurry up. Taken?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Now we'll solve these two equations. If we solve these two equations, just cross verify later, students, as homework. So C1 will get it as minus 15 and C2 minus 50. Therefore, V will be equal to, that is, equation for V is minus C1 by R plus C2, the main equation. We got the values of C1 and C2. This will be V equal to plus 15 by R, that is C1 by R. Then minus C1 by R, minus into minus is plus C2. C2 is minus 50. Then find out E bar. E bar is equal to minus del V. That is minus dou V by dou R AR bar. Again, it is a function of only R. That is minus dou V by dou R of 15 by R minus 50 AR bar. Therefore, if we differentiate this with respect to R, right, 15 by R, this is minus of 15 by R. So minus 15, take it outside. Differentiation of 1 by R is minus 1 upon R square. So 15 minus 15 into minus 1 by R square is 15 by R square AR bar volt per meter. Differentiation of 50 is 0. Therefore, D bar will be epsilon E bar. That is epsilon into E bar. We will get, this is epsilon naught epsilon R into 15 divided by R square. This is the above equation for E bar. Here E bar. AR bar coulomb per meter square. Surface charge density is dN bar, that is equal to D bar, because D bar is normal for the boundary between conductor and dielectric. We know that for the boundary condition between the conductor and dielectric, the total electric flux density is the normal component only. Okay, it is not the function of the tangential component. Tangential component is 0, right? Therefore, we get rho s is equal to 15 epsilon naught epsilon R by R square coulomb per meter square, or Q is equal to, here we are finding the surface charge density. It is charge per unit area. So we have to take the double integral. It is the area we are finding. So it is a double integral rho s ds with respect to surface, the area, where ds is given by R square sine theta d theta d phi in AR bar direction. So for this, we have to go back to our which system? We have taken which system here? Spherical system. If we consider the spherical system, then ds is given by R square sine theta d phi in AR bar direction. I have taken this equation from there, module 1. Right? ds is given by in AR bar direction, r square sine theta d theta d phi. The main fundamental what we studied the spherical coordinate system. Okay, then this is further equal to, that is, here it is a function of theta and phi. So phi varies from 0 to 2 pi in the spherical system. Theta is a half angle. It varies from 0 to pi. Then rho s is 15 epsilon naught epsilon by r square into r square sine theta d phi. Now we have to simplify this. First differentiate it with respect to theta, because theta is the inner term here, with respect to 0 to pi integral. If we differentiate theta, differentiation of cos theta is minus sine theta. Therefore, integration of sine theta is minus cos theta. So minus cos theta, it is minus cos pi, minus of minus cos 0. That you will get 2 pi. Okay. Then again, next is integration with respect to d phi is phi. Then we are taking the limits from 2 pi minus 0. 2 pi into 2 will be 4 pi. So we get totally 15 epsilon naught epsilon r 4 pi. Okay. Or Q will be equal to 60 pi epsilon naught epsilon r coulomb. 16, that is 60 pi epsilon naught epsilon r coulomb will be the Q value. C is equal to Q by V. So substitute Q and then V is given. V we have found out here. What is V? They have given that V is 100 volts. Difference between inner sphere and outer sphere is 100 volts. So it is 60 pi epsilon naught epsilon r Q value divided by 100. This comes out to, if we simplify with substituting the value of epsilon r is 2.5. Then we will get it as 41.72 picofarad. Okay. Note down the steps quickly, students, within 2 minutes. Be a little fast, please. Did you all complete it, students?
Yes, sir. Took, sir.
Okay. If you are having any difficulties in your assignment, you can message me. Right? Any difficulties in your assignment? Any difficulties as such ones in the assignment? All questions are clear, right? You all can individually message me if you are having any difficulties, so that I will solve your difficulties, or you can call me individually. Okay. I hope there are no difficulties as such. All questions are straightforward, no? In the assignment, students. Ankita. Janvi.
Yes, sir.
Ankita, any difficulty as such in the assignment questions? All are straightforward, no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. If you are having any difficulties, you please message me or you can call me.
Yes, sir. So ninth question.
Ninth question. What is that? Just read out
Yes, sir.
quickly.
1 second. So, sir, obtain a expression for work done in moving a point charge in an electric field.
That they have solved it in the class. Moving the point charge. The first topic itself is that. Work done moving the point charge.
Sir, we have to derive the expression only.
Yes, that is the main thing there. There is nothing more than that. Okay. There is nothing as such. Derivation is important. Theory few points you have to write here and there. That's all.
Okay, sir.
Any other questions like that quickly?
No, sir.
Okay. You can message me individually, right? I'll be able to
Okay, sir.
answer to your questions. Or you can call me. Okay. Thank you.